Welcome everybody to the SAP community meeting. It's like we have a very long list for today's agenda. Let's get started. Gil, do you want to start? Gil, you're on mute.
No.
We can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the two main things for 3.5, I think we want to support tracing, and I know when you are working on the rollback support. Right?
Yes, and I'm planning to do it. It's on our priority list, so we're definitely going to do it in 3.5. And to get that in 3.5, we also need to add some code in 3.2. So when the 3.4, 3.4. So when you have a cluster of 3.4, it would when it joins a 3.0. When we have a 3.5 cluster, when 3.4 joins, both parties would allow to each other to be in the same cluster. So yeah, we are planning that for 3.5.
Yeah. And also, I found some edge case in our production, like a deployment. So we the DB5 format in the 3.3, but if we try to run the snapshot status comment against the 3.3 snapshot file, like modify the DB5. So I think there's one edge case we already fixed in our latest patch release, but we need to think about how we're gonna handle the snapshot file compatibility.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me talk to you afterwards, and we definitely want to consider that.
Yeah, just add it as a to-do list.
Okay. All right.
And then, can you tell us more about the tracing support? I think it's something we can do.
Tracing. You mean the one that you can edit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinyi, do you have the latest update on that one? I think we have been reviewing that one. Jinyi. Jinyi, you are on mute. All right.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so yesterday I opened an issue talking about why we would like tracing for debugging purposes and diagnostic purposes. I think Yuchen is already started working on that. I think it's probably almost done.
Oh, we started from link request. Well, maybe you can edit all the requests later. The full stuff is for link.
Sorry, whoever's currently speaking is too far away from the microphone to hear well.
Yeah, we started with tracing for link request. So for now it's just for link.
Okay, maybe you can share some design doc with us.
Yeah, we can share some doc later. And do that probably.
Yeah, sounds good.
So next one, SCD is a CNSAFE graduated project. It's incubating for more than a year, so I think it's right time to apply for a graduated project. But I just found out we need to do some security audit. But I found some other project, they just didn't do the security audit, like a container D. So Brendan, do you have any input on this?
I mean, we should do the security audit regardless. So it's a pretty easy process, and we can probably get it done in a couple of months.
Okay.
I wrote a to-do list of roughly what needs to happen. Essentially, we need somebody who can project manage, and then we need somebody who knows the code really well, and then to help the team. So I don't want to do either of those things, but if people can get on that issue that I pasted into the agenda, it should go pretty fast.
Yeah, I'd be interested. Maybe we can talk about this offline on the issue, but I'll be in the loop. And then anybody wants to participate, just take your GitHub handle in the issue, and then we can discuss later. So the plan is we should wait for this then, right? Wait for security audit.
We don't necessarily have to wait. We can ask the TOC for an exception, just like Kubernetes and other projects have done.
Okay.
But like Kubernetes backfilled it later, so we should do it regardless.
Okay, so Sadev, are you there? Sadev.
But if you're on mute.
Yeah, on mute. Sorry. Yeah. Yep. I'm
Oh,
here.
you-
Yeah. Say that again, Gio. I think it's the voice is cutting. So.
So we working on the governance doc, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah, and I just sent an email too. So I think we need one more thing as well. The badge.
Yeah, I can do that.
Should be easy one. Yeah. Yep.
So once those are like ready, maybe we can like working on the like a graduate like a proposal doc.
Yep.
Okay. So next one, yeah, I want to talk about like Kubecon US, like coming in December, San Diego. Like we don't have any SAD talk. Like I submit some talks about got rejected, but we have some like SAD booth. Like if we have anyone to participate, it's kind of like an office hour, like on site. You just go there and then just ask any questions. Like if anybody like come by to the office. So like please talk to me if you're interested in the SCD like a booth for the office hour. Like I think I do some like maybe like 3 hours like bring in the booth. So please talk to me.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you. I'm planning to attend, so I'll be there and I can be there.
Do we still have the deep dive? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think 2 to 3 people from Red Hat will also be attending. So definitely we would love to join the. If you have a HCD booth, definitely will join.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I will like start the email thread about this today.
Okay.
So yeah. So we just did like a patch release for the 3.2 and then 3.4. For the 3.2, like we added so we fixed the BoltDB open file like a function to do the read only. Like it was opening the snapshot file with the write mode. So it was like codifying the DB file, like which is not expected. And then also 3.4, we just bump up the gRPC version and then do some minor like a fix in the logging. So that's like from my side.
Okay.
All right, the next item, setting up CI for multi-arc such as S390X.
Yeah, so I think this is an old issue probably. So actually, Naina, who is leading this issue from IBM, she's online. I thought it'd be too inconvenient for a time. She's in India and may not be able to join, but she's here, so I would let her speak actually. Naina, you want to explain?
Yeah, thanks, Suresh. So the scenario here is we want to extend the etcd CI for S396 architecture, that is IBM architecture. And actually, we have already started talking with Sam about setting up CI for S390X. But then I think we were able to set up it for Jenkins, and then later Sam told me that etcd community is moving for CNCF, and that's why the Jenkins is not really available now. And once they are ready with CNCF, they will let me know, and then we can add the S390X VM to the new setup. So that was the conversation I had with Sam. But then I haven't, I don't have the recent update on this.
So in general, when we want to add multi-architecture, I think we want to probably provide some kind of roadmap on people, what kind of support they need to provide in client in the cloud, right, for the CI. I think setting up CI for anyone interested, if they have resources, if they want to contribute, do we want to provide some kind of roadmap, Gehu?
Yeah, so yeah, nobody is really working on improving the CI right now. So if we can get some help on this, it would be great.
Okay, but
what like why can't this be handled like the other architectures like ARM, where it's just cross-compiled? Is there like a design doc or something that like why do we need special new infrastructure?
so okay, I don't have the background on what we did for ARM, but Naina.
Yeah. So for ARM or PPC, I could see that there was a issue raised on community, and they were discussing with Sam like how to go about adding support for other architectures. And I can see that once we have added PPC or ARM, they started providing binaries for it. Like ETCD community started providing binaries for those architectures, and they just opened the issue and added few code changes in etcd source code for ppc. So I think we can do the same for other architectures like s290x.
Yeah, so my understanding of what's happened with the other architectures is essentially other people stepped up to make the small patches necessary, but we don't run CI CD for them. The only thing that we do is during the build process, we cross compile using the Go compiler.
Okay.
So somebody needs to make sure that S390 works and that you can cross compile from x86 laptop to S390 and that works. And then I think some build changes to build the binaries.
Right. So, as on today, we could build the S290X like by using cross compilation, but we are like more interested in having the binaries published on GitHub page, etcd GitHub page. I can see there are binaries published for PPC and other architectures.
Okay, but that should be an easy change. So I think we should just file an issue because that's pretty easy. So just if there isn't already an issue for S390, file an issue and we make that change.
Sure. I
So well, Brandon. So I think solving one issue is one thing, but I think doing a CA continuously to test on this architecture, do we need cloud resources so that every build gets before we publish for this architecture, we also do a CA for this?
We don't do that for any other architectures, as far as I'm aware.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah. So if somebody like you had said, there's essentially two goals. If we're just trying to build binaries like the other architectures, that's an easy code change. It's cross compiling.
Right.
If we actually want CI, well, it needs to be done out of band. It's very unlikely that we're going to change our CI infrastructure because nobody owns that right now. And so I would suggest we just start with building it. And then if IBM wants to test S390 releases, that's fine after the release happens, which is what happened with ARM for a long time.
Okay, then that's easy actually. Naina, do you think that's acceptable, Naina? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, so basically our main purpose to get the binaries published on etcd community page, and the other motto was just have the builds continuously running, so that if there is any issue with s290x architecture, we can catch this up and we can fix it on behalf of like s290x, like as we are IBMers, so we can fix those issues if we face any on s290x platform.
Great.
Yeah. I would like to mention one more thing here. There are like Docker images also available for S290X. So, sorry, not for S290X, for other architectures. And when we tried to build a Docker image for S290X, we found some issues with it, and we might need to do some code changes there. So, is it okay if we do PR for such changes? And we can have the Docker images for S396 architecture.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll see what they look like.
Yeah, okay. So I think we already have open issues with community. So if you would like to, I can share those issues with one of you, and then you can take a look, because I think we already have 2 or 3 issues in GitHub reported.
Yeah, you can also add the issue link to this agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I'll do that. Yeah, thanks for your support.
Yeah, and if you would like to draw more attention to like a specific people, you can CC that person's GitHub handle in the issue.
Yeah, so I think long back I was talking with Lee, Goa Lee. So yeah, and I used to tag him actually there with GitHub handle.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so Naina, I think we will work together. Let's see. I think if you, I think I can also look at things. So if you already have some changes, I think do the pull request. I think someone will merge it or look into it. And also, if there is a new issue, go ahead and create issues so that we can address.
Yes. So I think for binaries, as Philip said that I can raise a new issue,
Right.
and for Docker image changes, I think we already have a PR in place. So I'll share that link with you as well.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Jean, you're next.
Yeah, I just want to quickly mention this thing. This is an issue reported by a community member. Basically, the scenario is, for example, in a Kubernetes cluster, if the API server wants to list all the events, say there's a lot of them, like a million of events, and basically all the listing requests now today are already paginated, means it retrieve this list in chunks, like 500 at a time. What is less optimal in our server code is we still traverse to read all of these events in the in-memory index tree. So this part can take a lot of time. The only problem is if we don't do this, if we don't traverse all the events, for example, events in the in-memory tree, we don't have the total count. And in our API, in our range response API, we do have a count field. So to make this optimization, we need to violate that field. So I guess one possible solution would be to add a new field in the range request saying I don't care about the total count. Then in the response, we don't need to provide that count. I just want to throw this idea out. If anyone, like, I guess, has better ideas or has concerns about this idea, maybe just go to that issue and we can discuss. I think this is a nice optimization.
But I don't think API server is doing the pagination, right? But
right. So
yeah.
I'm saying if the client is doing the pagination.
But if they specify the range end, like it should just like the traversing should stop at the range end, right?
That's correct. But let's say the client wants to read all the events, so it would give a prefix of the event,
Okay.
which corresponds to 1 million events stored in etcd, and the client would also specify a limit of 500.
Okay.
In this case, ideally, we should not need to traverse all the events in the in-memory index tree.
Oh, yes, I see. Oh, when they specify the limit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we can discuss in the issue.
Yeah. I will. I'll check it out.
Very cool.
Right. Thank you, Jean. Sadeep?
Yep, I think we can skip this one here. We have a lot more issues following up and a little bit, less than 10 minutes of time. So, but yeah, Jing, if you can take a look to that issue offline, that was created by a Fuzzy founder, and or just one we can adopt it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So we can take it offline. Yes.
Yeah, the next item I just want to mention, we're planning to upgrade SCD to 3.4 at the early age of Kubernetes 1.17. I'm working on it. All right, next, Brendan. Is Brendan still here?
Yeah, sorry. Just want to call attention to this pull request. We have on-call people from the Discovery service, and if this isn't merged, I hand compiled the Docker image that's running. So if anyone has time, that'd be great. I know Sam said he'll get to it next week, but if anyone else has time. The next one is we have what is it called? App Engine app that runs at go.etcd.io, which provides the vanity URLs for our import paths. I currently own that, but it'd be great if somebody else owned that. App Engine gave us a warning that our Go version that we're using is too old, and it'll be deprecated. And so happy to give somebody access to that to maintain that infrastructure. I mean, it requires maintenance like every year or so, but pretty easy. So if anyone wants to get involved there, I would appreciate the help. We had a discussion, or one of the Raft package maintainers opened a discussion about using reviewable, which we never closed out. So I'm apathetic, but if any of the maintainers want to chime in on that thread, we should just come to a consensus on whether we'll entertain using reviewable as an alternative to GitHub reviews or not, and close that out. So that's a call to action for the maintainers. And then I'm currently searching internally at Red Hat for somebody to help maintain the etcd website. But if any of the other folks working at companies that have resources could also search. Essentially, people are filing bugs against our docs, and because we don't really have an owner of the website ever since the CNCF created the new website, it's just kind of been unmaintained, and nobody's triaging issues or hunting down issues and fixing them.
Sure, Brandon, I can volunteer for at least one or two of those items. We'll talk offline. I think both Red Hat, so I think we may be able to. I can definitely take partial ownership.
Okay.
With your help.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, having like 2 or 3 people who feel responsible for the website would be good. I mean, at Core OS, we had 3 people whose full-time job was just maintaining our website. So it's a full-time thing. It requires work. But those are the things I wanted to bring people's attention to. A lot more meta issues than just the code. But thanks.
All right, thank you. Ji and Yuchen, I think we could also have some discussion offline and take some of the ownership of the things listed.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we still have 5 minutes. Does anyone have anything to talk about?
So I got the certificates for the releases. Did you guys? Well, he uploaded so I updated the issue for the GPG keys. I just did it 5 minutes before the meeting.
Thank you.
All right. If nothing else, then let's call it for the day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Naina, you have something? She's saying something, but she's muted. You're muted, I think.
Yeah. Just unmuted. So just last question. So just want to know that which distribution CTCD officially supports, meaning that RHEL, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE. So just want to know on that.
It doesn't really matter. It's statically compiled binary. So
Oh, okay.
I think we use a Debian base image for the Docker images. But
Okay, so that should work on any distro, like Linux based.
yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.